Hello. Today, I'm going to show you how we can use DataGOL Platform to create data and extraction pipeline that can connect to various unstructured data sources that contains documents and files in the different formats like PDF, Word, text, or different multimedia formats, and how we can ingest the data to the DataGOL platform and extract information to a more structured format to make them more actionable and searchable to drive business values. So once we land in the DataGOL platform, we can go to the connector section to configure a data pipeline. So you can go to the new and create a new connector. You can select the source where your files and documents are. Once you configure your source, you can come back to the connector section to see the status of those data pipelines. In this case, you can see how many files have been ingested, when was the last time they were synced, so on and so forth. We can also specify where to land the data once it's consumed. In this case, I have configured it to land to an area, we call it workspace. So workspace is an organization of related files and documents and in a more organized way. So here, when we go to this workspace in the document section, I can see that some of the files have been landed here. So if I open this file, I can see that this is a financial report for a company for Q3 2025. I can see that there's some general company overview and some of the financial KPIs like revenue performance, income statement, expenses and profitability, etc. So it's a quite complex document with a lot of information which is not readily usable for further processing until we do extraction. So I'm going to run an extraction pipeline. So here we can see our extraction result. So you can see the document on the left-hand side panel. And in the prompt, you can specify certain fields if you want to extract only some specific fields. In this case, I'm going to say extract all relevant fields. And then I'm going to select generate. So what generate does is it will try to create a schema out of this document. So a schema is kind of like a blueprint of how to extract these fields. And schema is reusable. So if you have any similarly structured document or some document with a similar layout, you can use the same schema. You don't have to generate it again. So this is a schema that was generated from this document, and the system intelligently identified their sections like company overview, and it has 4 fields here: revenue performance, total revenue, monthly recurring revenue, etc. For some reason, if you see that some fields are missing, you should be able to edit, do it manually. Or if you want to exclude some fields, you can also remove them from the schema. So once you're satisfied with the schema, we will go ahead and run the extraction. So this will kick off our extraction pipeline that will actually extract the information from the document. You can see that all the data has been extracted from this document. There's a company overview section where you have the company name, reporting period, reporting date, and also you have the revenue performance, where it extracted all the dollar values here. So once we review the information, you can download it as a file, or we can save it in a workbook, where you can create a new workbook, or you can select an existing workbook here. So in this case, I'm going to create a new workbook called Finance. Let's say Finance Data. So once I say create, it will successfully create a new workbook. So let me close this and go to the workbook area. And you can see that we have created a new workbook with all the extracted information. So at this time, You can just do filtering, searching, or different ways to slice and dice the information. Once you extract multiple documents, you are going to end up with a lot of data that you can deeply analyze using our advanced AI agents, or you can create task force and they visualize the data as well.